Well, it was a tough loss for the Turkey Valley Trojans at homecoming, 29-28 to Bellvue. Paula Kavark, homecoming queen, Jordan Schmidt, homecoming king, and we're going to be talking with Jordan Mitchell on this report. We do have good news from Jordan, and he'll be talking about the tough injury last night and the tough loss, which he says hurt a lot more than what happened to him physically. And we'll talk with Jordan and look at some first half highlights right after this. Great news, everyone. Now you can get the vehicle you want at the price you want and deserve. No more overpaying for a good used car just because it comes from a dealer. Rube's Auto in Grand Meadow, Minnesota has the right selection at the right price, and they will treat you right even after the sale. Check out the selection of their Find a Car website. Click the logo to get right there. Easy to find, too. Follow the directions to Rube's Auto, Grand Meadow, Minnesota. Worth the drive.
Talking with Turkey Valley running back and defensive back Jordan Mitchell, who last night in the homecoming football game late got hurt. But Jordan, everything seems to be a lot better than some of us may have expected.
Yeah, it didn't look good though. I got tackled, but I went to the hospital last night, got an X-ray on it, see if I broke anything, and the X-ray came back good. The doctor thinks it's just a bone bruise, so if there's any more swelling, I'm supposed to go back for an MRI, but I'm kind of limping around all right today, so I think it'll get better within the next couple of days.
Now, how about next Friday, a big game against Starmont? Do you think you'll be able to go?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't in the world. Yeah, hopefully I'm back by middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Get back into it and be ready to play by Friday.
Not only were you physically hurt last night, but it had to be a very tough loss for you and the rest of your teammates. Homecoming, big ball game. They did a good job coming down and scoring it late, but had to be one of the toughest losses you've ever had, I would think.
There's nothing worse than playing 3 or almost all the quarters of the game and get hurt and watching your team go down. It's actually probably a tougher loss emotionally for me than it was physically. I mean, I was in a lot of pain, but I mean, it's just hard watching the rest of the team go down like that. And they fought. They gave it their all at the end there. So, I mean, they did all they could do, and it's just how the game kind of turned out.
Yeah, it's got to be very tough for someone like you sitting on the sidelines, knowing you can't be in there when you know, well, maybe if I'm in there, maybe I can do something to turn this into a victory for us. So that had to be tough as well. And, well, yeah, looking ahead now, Jordan, 2 real tough ball games coming up, but you know, it's by no means over. You have the 2 teams in front of you next up on the schedule, Starmont and Wapsie Valley, so a couple of Trojan victories, and you're back in the driver's seat, so that's really the way you got to look at it right now.
The way I see it, we still got a shot at the district title here, so, I mean, don't count us out yet. I mean, we got Starmont. That'll be a really tough game this week, but, I mean, I'm sure coaches will do a good job of preparing us for that. Just got to stop the run with Odafer and then hopefully get a victory and go into the next week versus Wapsie. I mean, they've been pretty inconsistent so far this year from what I've seen. They're up one game and they're down the next game. So, I mean, I think we can do it. We went out, district champs, and we can get a good seat for the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you have to be looking forward to right now, and knock the next 2 off, and get the number 1 or at least the number 2 seed going into the playoffs, and everything will look a lot better down the line. Hopefully, Jordan, I certainly want to thank you. I know it's tough talking in the situation, a tough loss, and you're hurt, but now we have the update right from the horse's mouth. So I certainly want to thank you, and good luck down the road now.
You bet. Thank you.
Jordan Mitchell, Turkey Valley running back. Everything sounds a lot better than a lot of us thought last night when we saw him go down on a tough run late in the football game.
It really is a tradition of excellence and leadership established by the Farmers Mill in Proudhon since 1964. Not only for the farmer, but the communities from Czech days to our schools at Trinity and Turkey Valley, as well as our churches and Boy Scout projects. The Merricks and their staff have been there front and center, helping the farmer and the community establishing a tradition of excellence since 1964. The Farmers Mill in Proudhon.
Talking with Mark Scott, Turkey Valley football coach, 29-28, a tough loss, to say the least.
Yeah, that puts us in kind of a scramble now for the postseason. I knew if we could win that one, we probably would have clinched this playoff berth. Now we got to come bounce back and play two tough teams in the next 2 weeks, and we're going to have to get a little better at a few things we do yet.
Well, the good news is you do have the two teams that would be in front of you sitting there where you can really still have somewhat of your own destiny in your own hands, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, we need to beat those two teams that are coming up there. Well, even now we should still be pretty good if we make the postseason, I think, if we win a couple of games yet. So, it's a tough loss. We made some great plays, played well offensively, and then at times, and we turned the ball over 3 times again tonight, and had a couple of penalties and mental errors that came back to haunt us later.
Well, you won a couple of touchdowns ahead there in the first half, but it was just a case you just really couldn't put the team away, and then that came back and got you in the end.
Yeah, that's true. And they made some big plays. Their quarterback hurt us on it several times. I'm sure he had several hundred yards, on keeps there. And I got to watch film to see exactly who wasn't where they needed to be there.
A lot of guys hurt, especially late in the football game. I know at least 4 that were taken off the field there. I think all in the fourth quarter. How are these young men doing?
I'm not sure yet. We got one that's going to go have knee injury that needs to go looked at. One was a sprained ankle. I'm pretty sure it's sprained. We'll probably have to look at just to make sure. And there was a concussion. One kid got dinged in the head, so I don't know if he's got a concussion or what. We'll have to have that checked out too. And I can't think of who the other one was at the moment.
Yeah, so you had a lot of guys taken off the field, and they did move the ball on you pretty much at will there at the end of the football game when you really needed to put a stop to it.
That's true.
And it's a tough loss. I mean, 5 seconds left. They get the touchdown, but and I know the kids are hanging their heads. But this is sometimes you'll look back years later, and one of those games that you can build a little character with.
Well, yeah, I would have liked to build it was by coming back and winning it.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Coach Mark Scott, thanks a lot. Always tough to talk after a tough loss. I know. And 29-28, Bellvue victory over Turkey Valley on homecoming.
Thanks.